Hi everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Newrys Loose Women with myself, Amanda Rafferty, Joanne Doyle and Pauline O'Malley. So ladies, a good week this week?
Yes.
Anything wild, exciting? Any gossip?
Crashed the car.
Oh, okay.
Nothing new. Move on.
Well, yes, we'll fly past that. No, well, and what about yourself, Joanne?
Not very, very quiet.
Same old, same old.
Indeed.
Same old. Well, back to this week's show, and again, we're going to discuss topics that we have talked about during the week, and other women have mentioned to us that they would like to hear about.
Yes.
So you can get in touch with us either through Destination Newrys web page, the Facebook page, vadio.ie. Even if you see us down the town, Hill Street, Monaghan Street, we don't mind. You can
anything you want to know.
Discuss, yeah.
You can come up and ask us whatever. And also joining us today, later on, is a very charming, charismatic,
to say the least,
handsome young man who goes by the name of Declan McChesney. So we're looking forward to that. And he's just back from holidays, so he'll be showing us his
lovely
new
tan.
Hopefully his new
I think
bag.
it was
shoes. It's the shoes.
So this week, our first topic is the transfer test. Now, my daughter Emma, she is doing the transfer test, I think, this year, and came home with her summer pack with tests, and the tears have started already. She has already completed a few of the tests in school, and she struggled a wee bit, and now she's saying, you know, am I stupid and all of that there.
Aww.
So, you know, what do? Do you just keep on pushing them forward? You're doing it, or do you listen to the emotional state they get themselves in?
But it's terrible nowadays, I think, the pressure on, like, what age is Emma?
10.
10. And that age now, like back when I done, like, my kids aren't old enough yet to, I haven't been through the transfer with that yet, but as doing it as myself and me and my twin sister, you know, we actually got a tutor, used to come to the house for, like, I needed a wee bit extra maths and stuff, and he thought, like, you know, Joanne might pass it, you know, on the average grade or whatever.
Did he tell you that, Joanne?
Yes, and he did, like, a nice
he told
age.
you that?
And he was actually a teacher, a friend of my daddy's through football and stuff. But then both Jennifer and I got A stars, the best grade you could get. But then, you know, it's an awful lot of pressure then going on into, we went to Our Lady's Grammar School for 6-7 years. But I remember the pressure then, you know, if you're not fit for that.
Yeah.
But I sort of maybe was an average student, you know, I wasn't A stars the whole way through.
So you think it was the tutor and got you the test, but you weren't really fit to be in grammar school?
No, I do. Like, it wasn't that I was under average. You know,
Yes.
I did get my A's and my B's, but mostly C's and that. But I wasn't very studious, or, you know, I just sort of floated through school. But I do remember the pressure, and I remember the pressure going into the big hall up in Our Lady's, and just doing it and coming out. But you were never sure. You would come out and say, "Oh God," you know. But at that age now, I think I was stressed at that age, but nowadays for your wee girl,
it's horrendous. And there are a lot of students, a lot of wee kids that some of them are not, they are below average, but they have been tutored to within an inch of their lives to get the A, and I still believe there is that stigma still attached to grammar school. You have to get into a grammar school. They would say that the curriculum, everything is just the same. It doesn't matter what school you go to, it's all the same.
But I don't know. From whenever I was that age to now, it's even worse. But there was a stigma, as you said, that, you know, you were better, well educated if you went to grammar school, and I feel, you know, it didn't do an awful lot for me. You know,
the thing that annoys me at the moment is the choice is being taken away from parents.
Yes.
And the choice is coming away from everyone. If you want your child to go to grammar, nobody has the right to say you can't. You know, they're stigmatising nearly now against sending your child to grammar. It's gone from one extreme to the other. I was in the situation where my oldest boy was in the Abbey, and my youngest, Thomas, he got his A this year.
Yes,
but the school were not allowed to prepare them. It was more their
What
job.
do you mean
It was more than their job was worth.
Yeah.
What do you mean now? Because
They weren't allowed to prepare them in the school hours.
Because supposedly we're not meant to.
You're
that's
not
what they're saying.
meant
It's all
to.
the same. There should be no preparation for transfer and all that there. And I'll give you an example. As I said, Emma came home with her summer pack.
Yeah.
I think there was maybe 10 or 12 tests in that. Now there's some other schools I heard went home with about 50 plus tests. And you're thinking, there's something not right there.
Said Mandy, have the parents that can afford. I paid £20 a week for Thomas to be tutored from Easter.
Right. Some people can't.
Whereby Aaron got that free in his primary school within his education.
Yeah.
And we had none of that. And see people talking about this pressure. There was none of that pressure on Aaron that I felt.
Yeah.
Because his teachers were preparing him within the school day.
So all this has been taken
don't
away
do
now
that
for
now.
Thomas.
No.
So we, Thomas, had to come home and do test papers at home separate to his homework. He also had to go to the tutor, which was £20 now.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for people today, but it's happening.
Yeah,
People
and
need to
that's
realise. The
strange.
year Aaron sat his 11 plus, which was 7 years ago, there was something like 11 children in the class sat it. Now this year in Thomas's class there was 26 sat it.
Big difference.
But every one of those parents are paying privately. So the system is failing all the parents and all the children.
Some schools will do after school.
Again,
schools,
look at that pressure on your child going through the school day and having to learn in the evening. People should have a choice.
Yes.
My oldest wee boy said to the youngest wee boy who was preparing this year, he said to him, Thomas, it's tough, but it prepares you for your GCSEs, your junior, your A-levels. You will never do anything as tough. And it's good.
Yeah.
Well, like say with Emma
it's
there,
all mentality,
as I said,
like.
you know, crying and saying
It's
about feeling
dreadful.
stupid and all that there. Do I
Push her?
push her? Do I because some parents would feel that you're doing more harm than good by pushing them to do it, and then different even teachers would say, well, would it not be worse when they open up that envelope and there's a D there than not doing the transfer test? And then you had pointed out, Pauline, that and that's life. There is
life is so tough. Hello, people. The driving test is it. Like they have so many tests, and what are you going to teach them? In my personal opinion, you teach them that if something's tough and there's a chance you'll not get the A grade, you just don't do it. Also, I find if you prepare your child for the 11 plus or the transfer, we used to call it 11 plus. Well, do people realise when they go to the comprehensive schools, the minute they get there, they sit tests and then they're streamed, which I was so relieved. This is what happens. If you're in the like of any comprehensive school, it's for A, B, C, D in streams, isn't it? The really smart ones are here,
and that's
and
fair
then
either.
it's streamed.
Well, that was worse. Even when I did the 11 plus.
That's worse.
They were streamed. The school I went to, it was streamed. That you had your top three, and then. Back then, I don't know if it still happens now, they would say the ones that were in the bottom three, well, they were just...
Forget about them.
Forgot about.
Yeah.
Now, again,
a lot of scoffing, a lot of, you hear it. If you're in the bottom stream, it's a special class or whatever, that's what you hear.
Yes,
and that's children being cruel.
Yeah.
So we put our children through a bit of pressure. Not everybody's different there. You put them through that wee bit to achieve something, to achieve a goal, to get to a grammar school. But then they're all equal.
Yeah.
So it evens itself out.
Right, yeah.
I would hate it going to a
but
comprehensive school.
Like as I'm saying, back to tutoring again. If your child is below average and they're tutored just to get their A or B, to get into the grammar school, is that not a wee bit cruel in a way? Because 9 times out of 10, the children that are in grammar school are A's, B's. And you have certain children that are coming in that, as I say, have been below average, but they've been tutored just to get them over the door. And then once they're in there, they're sitting in a classroom full of other kids that are, head and shoulders above them. Then they're just left because, I don't know, I think sometimes the mentality as well in a grammar school is, right, you're in a grammar school, you're fit, you're able to cope with
so
this.
much.
That's what it is.
So do they not get, different people would say different things. You've got your secondary schools or whatever. A lot of people say you're more nurtured there, and if you are struggling, you will get the extra help. Whereas in a grammar school, if you're struggling,
you just have to get on with it.
But then other people say that's wrong.
I think that is a total myth. I think that's made up by people that are totally in the no camp. You know, you
Yes,
have people in the
yeah.
yes camp, people in the no camp. I know people that have gone to comprehensive school and done absolutely amazing. I know so many individuals that maybe got a C in the 11 plus, picked themselves up and went on and done better. And it nearly gave them a fire to achieve more. Like, I've witnessed that so many times. You've witnessed the ones that go to grammar school and flunk in grammar school. But I think that's life. Do you know, I think you're going to have the failures and the success stories and everything.
That's it. My sister, now my twin sister's wee boy, he's 17 now, and the first time I heard about it, when he was doing his transfer, or I don't know what it was called then.
It was probably still 11 plus.
11 plus,
He wasn't interested, didn't want to do it, and that was the first time them classes were allowed to say to the parents, look, do you want your child to do it?
That's
or do you know? So our Jennifer had said, no, he's not interested, he's not that the word is he's not fit for it, that was the word they used then. He just wasn't interested. Now he's went through school, he's leaving now, and he's done really exceptionally well. And he just, it suited him, and it's agreed with him, and he's moved on, and he's doing really, really well.
But Joanne, the bottom line there is that was his choice. That is the only thing that a lot of parents are arguing about. It's choice. It's parents and children should have the choice.
But was it the case when it was the 11 plus that you had to do it?
Yes, you did.
I don't think so.
Well, whenever we were
the majority of children did it, and the odd one or two that didn't do it. Then they did feel stigmatised. There was very few who didn't do it.
But take some of the primary schools, for example, who are dead set against it, want nothing to do with it.
Yes.
In a way, is that not unfair on the kids? Unless, like that, if you have the money to afford a tutor, otherwise your poor child's going to end up going to do the transfer, sitting in a room, opening a paper, going,
Amanda, the bottom line here is, and every parent out there that has put their children through it recently will agree with me, and I don't care who it annoys, the teachers in the schools and principals that are not allowed to teach it are the ones that are doing all the tutoring at home. And it's £20 a go for tutoring, and most of them are booked up from maybe 4 to 8 in the evening, and are making a killing. And then these schools are the schools that they aren't allowed. It's not that they won't. I'd say a lot of the teachers personally believe deep down there's children in here fit for grammar school, want to have that drive, want to push on and want to do the tests. Do you know, some children get great joy out of achieving something. Some children, nerves gets the better of them, and it's not a good thing for them. But I'd say the vast majority of our teachers would prefer children to have the choice and parents because they know what's happening. People are paying a fortune, and the numbers are rising. Now, we've been debating, why are the numbers rising? Why are so many people preferring to send their child to grammar school now?
But what is
I think it's overloading.
Because, as I say, they tell you the curriculum, it's all the same. It doesn't matter where you go, it's all the same.
I don't think that's the case. I wouldn't be 100% sure, but I don't. I think if you're in the A stream or the B stream in the comprehensive schools, you're on the same level. But if you're not, but you're being stigmatised there too. And
you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Exactly. So give people the choice, let them gauge their own children. It's a nanny state. It's a nanny state gone crazy.
So finishing up on the question that I was saying about Emma and crying and all that there, would you still go, Emma, give it a go?
Well, I would.
Yeah, just say to her, Emma, would you not like to be prepared to have the choice on the day? Mummy just wants you prepared for what's coming in the future. You need to learn these wee things, pet, even for big school. All this will stand by you, this knowledge.
So life is a learning curve.
Lovely person.
You are, Pauline.
Well, that's how I guided mine through, and it was never pressure. And Thomas's tutor last year in the summer gave him 1 whole month of nothing in the summer, although we started at Easter. And give him the month summer break. And then he started once a week again. So that's another wee tip. Maybe start a wee bit earlier.
Say, the individual child, the parents, the circumstances, just have a wee.
I think I can be for advice instead of the teachers when it's my turn. It's my turn.
I'm here.
So we're now going to go for a wee break, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. Welcome back to this week's episode of Newrys Loose Women with myself, Amanda Rafferty, falling over my words, Joanne Doyle and Pauline O'Malley. So our next topic, ladies, is one that we always manage to get round to talking about. Will you, won't you? Plastic surgery.
Did she or didn't she?
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Plastic surgery, Botox.
Yeah.
Fillers, whatever.
The works.
But there's also, I'm saying women will talk about it a lot, but there's men also with...
there is.
As vain as you like.
There were
very much so.
them,
Have you noticed all the plucked eyebrows and all now?
Yes, very well groomed.
The men.
Very groomed. Men
Eyebrows and all plucked.
very
I'm
much
noticing
coming
that.
into...
Tell you, God knows what else when it's come to here.
Well, where did the start?
Exactly.
Where did the start?
Exactly.
So, ladies,
Yes.
would yous? Wouldn't yous?
Well, if you had
If you
a
have
lot
to.
of money and you could get somebody brilliant
The
and it was
best of the
really
best.
annoying you. I don't know, Amanda, there's too many that it's gone so badly
bad.
wrong and then
Yeah.
with so much money. Do you know, I would veer more to the non-invasive, maybe for my 50th treat or something. Do you know,
Jerry.
maybe a wee pick-up. Do you know, there's a lot of different ones. There's micro-needling and it's not fillers or
No knife
Botox or
surgery,
nothing
yeah.
like that there. The boob job...
Some of them have
no,
gone
no.
horrifically wrong, as we will see in a wee minute. We've got a few images. I don't know, I think if it comes down to a confidence thing,
Sometimes,
you know,
yeah.
like that, they're more so
More so.
than a vein. Like,
But is confidence cosmetic too?
But then I would
Is it?
I would say never, because at 35, maybe at 55, something might have went
Terribly
south,
wrong.
or no, yeah, and you might want something like I probably would.
Well,
Well,
so there's loads of
well,
wee
I don't know,
pickups.
yeah.
I really like the idea of the medical micro needling. It's
What's
not.
it?
Apparently, it's just like all the. I popped into therapy and had a word because I knew we were talking about this, and you didn't want to talk about stuff you didn't know about. And they were saying it is totally uninvasive. There's no fillers, no Botox, no nothing, and it's like all these wee needles.
No
get-
chemicals? Is it chemicals or-
I never asked that, Joanne.
See, I think all those things there obviously has to be, because they're not good for you, really, are they?
well, like when you
But
look at
then
the Botox, which
deodorant's
is
not good for you. If you listen to
yes,
them about
it's-
that
yeah.
as well,
Nothing,
you
yeah.
know, you're not condoning it. It's very frightening, Amanda.
but like
it's
when you
very
think
scary.
of like the Botox, which is like botulism, putting poison basically
yes.
into
is it
your
rats?
body.
What is it we're putting in? Snake's venom or something? Is
I've heard of that. No, it is. I've heard of that. Actually,
I've
I bought
heard
a bottle of something with
snake's
venom
venom
in
in
it.
it. It's meant to
yeah.
plump out your skin.
But as we will see from some of the images, where do you stop? You see, I would be, my personality sometimes can be a wee bit addictive in a way, and I would imagine, like, I would, like, here.
What did you call them the other day?
I-
Your
there's exercises for that.
Facial
Amanda, you're meant to do the
exercises.
exercise. Tip your head back, open your jaw,
Do you
hold
think
it for 10 seconds.
Do they work?
There's an exercise
they
for
work?
that.
Do
Yes,
they
I've
work?
heard of
Oh,
those.
yes. Tip your head back.
Okay.
Hold your jaw back for about 10 seconds.
And will that lift that up?
And then slowly
you
release.
do this?
And you're meant to do that so many times a
Do
day.
you do that?
When I'm shouting at Jerry.
You see, I haven't heard it.
I do lots of giving out. My
I
jaws
heard
get
it.
loads
My
of it.
father's, he'll love me, not that he watches this particular show,
Okay.
but he would have,
Jowl?
I don't even know
I
if it's
never
called
heard that word.
jowls.
Jowls.
I maybe just made that up.
Did you
know
know
whenever
That's
you're a
in
bit-
your head. You don't have
no,
jowls.
but I know it's going to happen because
Do
I
you?
can see it.
What do you mean they're going to drop?
Yeah.
And then would you be interested in a little needle to plump it up?
See, when it
I
comes to
would,
even
surely.
giving blood,
I would.
I am a
Would you, Joanne?
disaster.
I say everybody says I have
But-
the tailor forehead and the tailor nose.
I would want
So
the
if I
good-
wanted to do anything, it would be my forehead's
Forehead.
awful wrinkly.
But I've
I'm
seen
the
some
same.
of
hit my forehead.
some of those images of the forehead. They're calling it the ironed out effect, as if somebody just stuck an iron.
But then,
on your head.
girls, do you want to look like a granny or not? Some
No.
days,
Do you wanna grow
Well, I
old
do.
gracefully?
I want
Yeah,
to
but
look like
but
my
you still
mum.
wanna be
That's
like-
granny.
Yeah.
Jerry's mummy,
But
my
still
mummy.
trendy
They're
and-
really wee granny image,
Do you want to be
know.
granny like?
Well, girls, when I hit a certain age, I want to be able to look like a granny. Whereas if you do all this crazy invasive
Yeah.
stuff, you're never going to get there. Like,
And the sad thing is that girls are starting younger and younger getting
Yeah.
it done.
Yeah.
Now, when they start so young, obviously you have to maintain it. So whenever they
Where do
hit
they
like
get the
20,
bloody money?
30, 40, 50, 60, what are they going to end up looking
I've
like?
seen a few.
Yeah.
Now we'll probably see some images here about the bad jobs, but
Good job.
They look swollen and puffed up at like 60 and 70, and it is horrendous. But is this a bad job, or if you get somebody that's
Joanne,
a
I
good
think that's
doctor?
Progressive. You look in the mirror, and I know girls, we all do it. You look in the mirror, Amanda, and you see all your flaws.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do too.
Yeah.
I look in the mirror and I think, oh my God, Joanne, we're all guilty of it. So therefore, say you get one wee job to fix your forehead, because I'm not happy with my forehead.
Yeah.
Do you look and then do you become critical
It'll
about
draw
some
more
other
attention
bit
to everywhere else.
And I actually think that's what happens, because women, we're cruel to ourselves.
Will we have a wee look
Yeah,
at
please. Go.
some of the
Images.
the images that have gone quite clearly wrong?
So,
Is this, oh my God, Amanda.
is that serious? Is that for real?
Yeah.
Oh, Purry girl. Was there one of her before?
No,
no.
I
You'd
think
love
it's
to
just-
see
But
what
she
she
obviously thinks she's great looking there.
She wants to do a lot of kissing.
That's your woman out of the Housewives. I'm like, look at her age now. I watch her and I think she is brilliant. She's so
great
funny.
fun, yeah.
If you
But
can
do you look at her
understand-
like this or this?
No, but I look at her
This?
like this.
I couldn't look at her like that.
No, but she's
Oh,
so funny.
so
But
gross.
you feel sorry for her. She actually, my wee boy said to me, "Oh my God, what happened to her? Did somebody beat her up?"
It's
What
gone.
happened?
It just
Was
went
it one
so
job
wrong.
that went so
It
badly
And
wrong?
she can't
She's
even
trying
talk.
to-
She talking like that. I laugh at her because she actually
She's
has
very
a
funny.
personality.
But
yeah.
Joanne, was
funny.
it one job or a
I
number?
think she's like, is it Beverly Hills? No, it was
Girls, it's addictive.
Miami or something.
That
Miami.
is the thing. Look at Michael
Housewives.
Jackson. Look at what the... Oh, the poor wee woman.
What was her name?
She looks like something out of Galen out of Planet of the Apes. Really, oh, poor girl.
That's not that.
She's from Knots
Like she
Landing.
probably would be beautiful.
She was.
If she looked her age, Amanda,
Yeah.
with her wrinkles. Like, are your wrinkles not your
But you
life
see, there's,
on
I
your
think
face?
there's a lot of, what is it, body dysmorphia going on, that what
They're
those
seeing.
women are seeing is quite clearly very different
Not
to what
what's for
the
real.
rest of us are seeing.
Oh my
Donna,
God, sure, it's
Donna
just
Horrible.
crazy. That, like, I really do think there has to be a case now for the actual surgeons being called
I know,
to
why would they
answer
continue
the
to-
question.
Even
to do that?
like she
Work on
was
that.
Yeah.
nice enough there before, but
Yeah, well, like if a hairdresser totally destroyed your hair, or if a surgeon took you in to do an operation and you come out minus your kidneys when he was saving your kidneys,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? They have to be answerable to somebody, so that's ridiculous.
but she
And the
thinks she
name
is.
of God.
She does think she is beautiful when you see her.
Oh, Jesus, no.
Oh no.
Oh, my
But
God.
Nicole looks so pretty.
What,
there.
before?
She
the first
is
one.
naturally stunning, beautiful
And now
woman. That's like
she's that
that's
Frozen
cheek
effect.
fillers. That's filling herself out and her lips. And
Frozen. It's like a Frozen effect.
But you want to have
face.
some, like Pauline, you were saying about your forehead. I'd be the same.
I
I'd
hate
be
my
very,
forehead.
I'd be very
Never
nice.
really
but
looked
it's
at mine.
because, and I didn't realise I do it so much. When I'm talking, I'm
frown
very,
all the
very
time, very
facially
frowny.
expressive.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting talking to somebody on the phone one time in the car, and I happened to just look at the mirror, and that's when I realised
You were
I talk a
frowning.
lot with my eyes and
I
my
do
forehead.
that too, yeah.
And I tried to stop, but I couldn't talk then.
But Amanda, that's your
That's you.
expressive. Like, I mean, I don't know. Say if I come home to Jerry with, oh my God, I think he'd just put you out. You wouldn't be able to look at it. Anything fake and
But it's very
unnatural.
sad.
It's so
It is
unnatural.
very
It's-
sad that they
Oh.
feel they have to go to those extremes. Like
Then
there's
Amanda-
Jennifer Aniston.
That's a good
so,
job.
and that's
You're
what I mean.
asking
If
the
you had the money,
question,
do the right.
But you're asking the question,
There's
has
very
she or
little.
hasn't she? Because
Exactly.
you can't.
Yeah, there's very little there that I
Well,
I
I
don't
think
see.
she has, because I was watching her in Friends the other day on
She
an
had
old
chin.
episode, and she would have been very wrinkly.
Yeah.
I think she gets bit on her forehead,
Right.
definitely. Now, from,
But you see how she has like the square jawline.
she's very good looking.
But
isn't
she is
Very
beautiful. But
natural.
there's if that was the rest of those ladies need to find out who her doctor is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's
it's
having
hard.
the money to do it right. Some of these are, like, that's good for him. That
Yeah.
is it good?
Talking of,
or is it a good picture?
Of foreheads.
No, he seriously got it done.
Yeah.
But he came out. He was interviewed and stuff, wasn't he?
But you'd love to see him speaking, because then when he speaks, does he look weird? Because does his
They
forehead
all
not
look
move?
weird. Yeah, frozen.
Do you know the way when we're
whenever you're
talking,
trying to-
our forehead's going all over the place? Does his not move?
That's Simon Cowell. He's another one that's.
But then I always think he actually
well.
looks
He
well.
does,
Yeah.
he does,
Do you know
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
he's doing? Amanda.
Yes. Amanda Holden.
That's what I'm saying, Amanda. Amanda.
maybe that's a bad picture. I think she's looking better now.
She's
On
beautiful.
the Britain's Got Talent,
Yeah,
she
she's
looked very
gorgeous.
fresh and lovely this year.
So she has got it a wee bit
but she
done, has
obviously, yes, well, I think she has.
Well, looking at that picture,
The lips there.
The lips, yeah, or could it be the lip gloss? You can get that lip gloss now that pumps your lips all
I don't
up.
think it works.
Does it not,
No.
Joanne? Well, you're
You
the
tried it,
makeup
Joanne?
woman.
Yes, I have. It just tingles your lips. They don't get
But is that
enlarged.
tingling not
You don't
making it-
end up looking like the
Definitely
blade there
not,
in the
no,
first picture.
no.
But again, whatever she's doing, it's not too bad. Oh, gee.
Yeah.
You
What's
just
your
scratch that
opinion
up
there?
and get me to let a big...
Is that a woman or a man?
Again,
That is a
your
woman,
heart
isn't
will
it?
break for people like that
Yeah.
have to keep going back for more and more.
Apparently
Scary,
she thinks
scary.
she's beautiful.
What a bride is that? The bride of Wildenstein or something like that? There.
And is he a
She?
cosmetic
She?
surgeon?
She?
She.
Oh, I
she.
mean, is she married to a
Oh.
cosmetic surgeon?
Oh, I don't. No,
Screw
no, that's
this.
just what they called her.
Oh, they just
called her that because of.
Oh, terrible.
Looks like a cat.
No, it's
scary,
so bad.
it's
Like,
scary,
wouldn't you
scary.
love to put needles in and suck it all out?
It's
And
terrible.
just let a few wee wrinkles appear
Scary.
there.
But I wonder, could you do that?
No,
they
you
not-
can't really
can they
reverse.
not-
You
can they
can't
not-
reverse.
can they not?
Botox
No.
and that you cannot reverse.
Oh, right, okay.
I think fillers, they can put something in. This is from Therapy Clinic yesterday. They can put something in to reverse fillers.
Right,
There's
okay.
something, but not Botox. No,
Botox,
once
no.
you've done the harm, you've done the harm. But it wears off, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then when it wears off, you just go back and get twice as much.
Because
the next
you
time.
must sag again and then you have to pump it up again. Is that
I
what
have to say, the
happens?
wee girls, and they were very professional and
Yeah.
very, very lovely, and more than happy to chat and
Yeah.
talk about anything. They were lovely.
Jodie.
Poor Jodie.
Horrendous.
Now, for a long time, she said that she
Had
They were
nothing
her
to-
no- they were
that
her
nearly
own-
looks
Have
like
to
the
stop.
cheeks of her back.
That looks like our bum.
You could lift them and sit them there. Do you know there is a new job you get done now?
Yes, to give
a
you-
bum
yeah.
lift.
The bum,
Yeah.
yeah.
The bum lift.
I said, don't.
Where does it end?
Where does it end?
Now,
Stunning.
I'd be happy if
That's perfect.
Simply stunning.
Halle Berry. I would be.
You'd
Yeah.
like her surgeon.
I would like her surgeon.
And then, girls, I think people with coloured skin age a lot better than
You
white
do, they
people.
do. Yeah,
at,
that's right, actually.
Oh, their skins are always
Naomi
beautiful.
Campbell.
Yeah.
She
Very
looks no,
no
different.
wrinkles. They actually don't really wrinkle. Or like even
Oprah.
Oprah, yeah.
See, I look
Made
at her
for her.
skin and so jealous. Look at her skin is just beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
So I'd be happy with
Did
that
she
result.
even
Delighted
have
with that,
something
yeah.
done, Amanda?
Now, is that
That's butcher. That's a butcher.
that is
A
horrendous.
butcher. Only a butcher would do that. A butcher
my
wouldn't even cut a
God.
cow like that, Amanda.
I'd love to see what happened to that lady now.
Amanda,
The-
was that
the
a
stitches
tummy
not- They
tuck?
are out, aren't they?
Yes, that's it healing. Is that a tummy
Yeah,
tuck gone wrong?
yeah.
Oh, girls, for goodness sake, go to Sharon Root.
And there's one. Yeah.
or sculpt.
Sculpt.
There's
Yeah, work it off.
No, you'd be happy
Well,
with that.
that's a good
I
job.
wonder,
yeah.
is that like the Cool Tech Fat Freeze that's being advertised at the moment?
I don't
That's
know. 'cause
lifting
it
the
looks-
skin and the fat, is it? Burning.
No, I actually, because the Cool Tech
is it?
Fat Freeze, ladies, I know it's being advertised everywhere, you have to be dainty to get good results. If you have a lot of excess weight, you won't see the results. See, like this here
Yeah,
would not
yeah.
suit. So that
Okay.
must be, well, is
That's
that
quite-
surgery?
Yeah, that's
quite
because
common,
that would
isn't
happen
it?
a
Yeah,
lot
a
of
lot.
women
Mhm.
That must
after
be
Babies
pregnancy
and that.
and
babies,
stuff,
or
yeah.
maybe four,
Yeah.
3, 4 babies, you
Yeah.
would get a lot of that.
Overhang.
Amanda, that would have to be surgery.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
That would
Wouldn't
need to
it?
be cut, would it?
Oh, girls, and look what can happen
That's
when you have
terrible.
the
So
So
surgery.
that's what you have to weigh up. Is it
please.
worth it?
That would
to get
not,
your
certainly not.
to get your Trini and Susanna?
Because
Panties
Amanda, you do
on.
see women that have had major weight issues, and through hard work and
Yeah.
determination, and you know, you
lose
can
it.
get there. Oh, but then sometimes
people who are very heavy and they do
It's
lose
so
weight and they have
hard.
like an overhang
Hang,
of skin
yes.
on their arms and their belly and all that, they're
Yes.
you know,
So
you have to weigh up your pros
you're
and cons.
weigh it all up.
Think about it
is
very
I might change my
carefully,
mind
Joanne,
now,
very
yes.
scary.
before. I
Very.
think I live with my jowls
Yes,
and with my
yeah.
wrinkly
I
forehead.
think maybe 50, I'd love a wee fresh off of Jerry Bedford. A wee treat, a wee pick-me-up maybe.
Well, not
but
recognised.
not invasive.
No, no,
No,
no,
I would
no.
be too scared.
No.
Too scared.
So that's us away for another wee break. We'll see you back here in a couple of minutes.
Bye.
If you want to watch this show from the comfort of your home on your TV, then all you have to do is get your hands on our brand new Roku box where you can watch all the amazing shows we have here at Destination Newry. Simply get yours now by calling us on 028 308 34010 and get yours today.
Hi and welcome back to the final part of this week's Newry's Loose Women with myself, Amanda Rafferty, Joanne Doyle and Pauline O'Malley. I mentioned earlier that we had a very charming, charismatic, handsome young devil coming in to talk to us, and here he is, Mr. Declan McChesney. Welcome, Declan.
Welcome, Declan.
Smile, you know you are.
Oh, listen,
You're in your element.
No, you are.
so happy to be here. I heard that this show was on television, and I've been hearing about it for so long. I thought, please ask me to be on it, because it seems everybody's watching it.
Oh,
Good man, that's
yes.
what we want to
Everybody
hear.
wants to be on
Yeah.
it.
Everybody wants to be a loose woman,
Well, yes.
and here I am with 3. Yes, I'm in my element.
A happy chap today.
I'm very
But we're
happy.
delighted to have you here, Declan.
It's a pleasure to be asked.
As Declan said, we're loose women, all happily married. That makes us safe, loose women.
And we must put that in front of it.
Yeah,
Safe
safe,
women.
loose women. That would work, wouldn't it?
So, Declan, shoes.
And shoes.
Handbag,
Yeah.
shoes.
It's funny because of the way I'm in the business. I'm at 3 elements of it. We have currently the summer going on, and the weather's been very kind to us.
Yes.
I have completed now all my buying for next winter. So winter for me is in the bag. All people have to do is come out and buy them. But with my agency business, because I'm traveling all the time, I'm in Portugal on Monday, starting creating shoes and sandals for next summer.
Wow.
Very
So
good.
sometimes you wonder. I mean, I find myself ordering sandals to come into the shop in September when I meant them to come in February, because you just forget. You forget the dates you're
And
working
the
on.
days, the weeks, the months, the years roll all into to one.
They blur a little now
Yeah.
because you're dealing with the three different seasons. You know.
So, Declan, you're ahead of the game. You
All the
know
time.
what we're going to be mad after next summer.
Yeah.
Well,
What is
What is
happening?
the style?
you know, you ask any man, does he know what his wife's thinking? And yet, I have to know what you're going to be thinking
Thinking next
12
year.
months from now.
Impossible.
But, you know, the companies I work for, they have people who spend time in Florence, they spend time in Morocco, in the flea markets, funny enough, and they would spend time in New York, they spend time in the leading capitals in the world, just watching what people are wearing at the edge. They're also obviously watching the catwalks to see what people are wearing,
Yeah.
and from that, trends develop, because it's not just colour, it's fabric as well.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So that you have to take all that into
The
account.
nude has stayed, it'll
a
stay
classic.
forever, will it?
Well,
Declan?
we said that about pewter.
Yeah,
And
pewter.
then we
It's
said
gone.
it about the nude. But what I see with the nude is that it's becoming a pinkier rose. You know, for instance, Pauline, you're wearing a lovely pair of shoes at the moment, and you look at the nude in that, it is
It's a pinky.
a slightly pinkier
It is,
nude.
it is, yeah.
It seems that where we live, and I buy for Northern Europe. We live
Yes,
in Northern
yeah.
Europe.
Yes.
The skin tone,
Skin tone.
is different. And with that different skin tone, the lightly beigey nude was too pasty. So they had to tone it down, and then it enriches the skin colour.
Because Declan, the day when I went in and I looked at the lighter shade and I thought that would have been a tad too dark until I put it on, and it just blended
Blended
with my
in.
skin tone, as you say,
Yeah.
perfectly when I put it on.
Well, that's from a factory in Elche near Alicante. And the guy who owns the factory, Pedro, as almost everybody is in Spain, he is very in tune with the Irish market, and
Yes.
to a degree the English market, though the Irish market for fashion shoes is much, much stronger than England.
You were saying Kilkenny was an amazing place
Oh,
for shoes.
Kilkenny's an amazing city.
Really?
I didn't
Seriously?
know that till Declan told me that.
Kilkenny's an
Really?
amazing city for everything, for fashion,
Oh.
for shoes, for restaurants.
Next
for
in line to
crack-
Newry, of course.
Goes beyond
Oh,
it.
absolutely,
Well,
yes.
Twin
yes.
cities almost. But don't tell the councillors they'll be looking for money to go.
And Declan, what about, like you have a lot of the regular choice shoes. Is there any more wacky brands or
Well,
anything
I'll
you've
tell you,
come across?
a regular choice are withering on the vine.
Yeah.
You know, there is a real move away. Ruby shoe. Everybody's going mad for ruby shoe.
What are those? now?
Ruby shoe are, well,
So we
I've
need
never heard
a
of.
Ruby
I haven't
shoe.
heard of. Yeah.
Well, your listeners who are tuned in will know.
They will know.
Because Ruby Shoe, we sell them at 45. They're available elsewhere in Newry at 55. But come to God. However,
Just dropping that in there.
to give you an idea, we sell a comfort brand called Riker, and we might have 60 lines of it in the shop at any one time. And our first drop of Ruby came in, and we only had 10 lines. And we sold more Ruby Shoe in that week than we did of Riker. Girls love it. They love the price of it. 40 and 45 quid for a lovely fashion shoe. That's twice as comfortable as a regular choice.
Although, Declan, I do find you see the Italian leather. What is that? It's soft. No, I'm not even going to say what's wrong with my feet. These are not knowing. However,
You're among friends,
you and
and myself and Declan, nobody's hearing. But the shoes, the feel of them, I can and I'm not only saying this because he's sitting here beside me, but if I buy Cahill shoes, I
could
keep
walk
them,
for miles
I wear
in
them, I can do a wedding, I can do an evening reception, and my feet are fine. What is that?
Well, there's two things. One is that they're 99.9% of our shoes are all leather. And not only are they leather on the outside, but they're leather on the inside. So the foot can breathe. And once your foot can breathe, if it can't breathe, if you're in a man-made shoe, it's like it's restricted and it's held very hard, and it gets warmer and warmer, and as it gets warmer, it starts to expand, but it can't expand, so you feel the stress, you know,
You can't wait to get
and then
them
your
off.
feet get hotter and hotter.
It
And
really does make such a
It does
difference.
make sense.
but I have to say now, I'm
Go
talking
on.
about you, Polly. One of the shoes that you bought off us this season was my favourite shoe in the whole range.
glitter
And when you were
toe.
doing the
Oh,
buttercream
yes.
fashion show,
Yeah.
which was fabulous, you were wearing the shoes, and to me, they were just perfection.
With
It's
everything I
it's
wore.
a beautiful high heel, pointed toe, plain court shoe with little bit of Swarovski on the self-covered
I
Swarovski on the toe.
Declan
Again,
almost
the new
cried when he noticed you wearing them.
Yeah, well, I'm an emotional person.
He got quite emotional. You did.
And the perfect wee bag to match,
Yeah,
Declan, and it
that's right.
did not break the bank.
That's right.
And I have worn them repeatedly.
And shoes like that you can. You were just saying there, Declan, about different trends and things like that. You see the way with your clothes, you have your staple pieces in your wardrobe that you can take out again and again.
Yeah.
With shoes, is there certain shoes, type of shoes, colours of shoes that you know if you buy them now, you can take them out again in 5 years' time, they'll still be, that every wardrobe should have?
Very good question, very interesting question, because when you say a classic shoe that will last 5 years, 5 years is about the maximum, but that one shoe that lasts and lasts and lasts is your simple plain coat.
Yeah.
Now, I
Yeah.
suppose for the past few years, there's been a rounded toe. But thank goodness, the market required the point toe to come back. And there are one or two brands in the market that have been able to do the perfect court, because a perfect court is a beautiful line on the foot. It always looks good. You look at a cheap one, it's flopping or it's not sitting right on the foot. Then you see a girl walk by in a beautiful, neatly plain court, and it looks amazing. And I had the good fortune to find this factory in Portugal, and they make, I'm sure a lot of your listeners will know the brand Fly, which is a very, very clever brand as well.
Okay.
They make most of the shoes for Fly, but they make their own range of courts, and they're the most beautiful courts that have come on the market. And this factory, to me, they don't know how to charge. They just have made, seem to have made a huge mistake. They do the most beautiful leather court shoes, leather soles, in any colour. Any colour you can imagine. Now, it's impossible for every buyer to buy every colour, but we have bought the staple colours of this company, and the price of them is just going to be fabulous. They'll be under 100 quid for all leather, and nobody can do that.
Wow.
Declan, one night I was in the canal court with an older gentleman. We were having a meal. And I think... No,
You and the older
I was
gentleman?
with my husband. We were in company. And
I trust him.
Just clearing that up
we
there.
were in company, but he was maybe in his 70s. He was an
Yes.
older gentleman. We were sitting, and he spotted, and I can only take it that it was Jimmy Choo shoes or something across the hall, and that there was a lady sitting with them on. And he went to me, "That is a beautiful, beautiful pair of shoes. Look at the shape. That lady knows her fashion. Look at the shape of her foot. Look at the shape it gives her ankle."
And
I
he
was
was well tuned in.
I was like, "Have you not noticed mine?" No, I didn't say that actually. It was lovely, but it really drew my attention to that, because women would never think a man would notice
Slipping out
that.
of shoes.
And what was it about that shoe, Declan?
It was the cut. The shoe was cut well on her foot. If you start from the back of the heel,
Yeah,
first of all,
go.
she fills the heel. Now, take a look at the fashion magazines. I'm stunned. Half the time you look at a model in a magazine,
Yes.
and there's a huge gap
At the back.
at the back of the heel.
Yeah.
I was somewhere the other day, and it was a big gig, and Secretary of State for Northern Ireland, your woman Villers, was there.
Yes.
And she was wearing a pair of nude, round toe, small platform shoes.
Declan was
Just
so
everything
bored.
wrong.
But
Did
she
you want
had
to pull her
this
over to the corner? and say,
huge gap at the back of it, and I nearly was going to go up and say to her, she could have put a gin and tonic down the back of it, you know, which maybe she would have needed. But they just don't fit. And
What is that?
You ladies go out and spend a fortune on an outfit, and if you put the wrong shoes with it, or you put a cheap pair or an ill-fitting pair of shoes, it's all wrong. But you've got the back of the heel, so it's got to fit into the heel
Does
pad.
it have to come up around the ankle bone? Does it come up to your ankle bone, Declan?
No, it shouldn't actually, because it can
shouldn't.
hurt if it
Yes. If
touches
it's
the
too
ankle.
high.
Wee bit lower than the ankle bone, and then dropping down towards the widest part of the foot, where some poor ladies get a bunion, and then comes the huge argument: cleavage or no
Oh.
cleavage.
Cleavage,
Yeah.
Now, I am one of these people. I think toe cleavage is very elegant, but an awful lot
On
of
all
women-
the toes, or just because you know sometimes shoes, all of the toes end up showing, whereas
Yeah, there's
maybe-
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with
Really?
that. Cut is nice, but it's not everybody. And I would say that a very large percentage of ladies do not like their feet.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
quite
mine.
common,
I
isn't
just
it?
don't like
I don't
anyone
mind my
else's.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something people are
But
funny
that's
about.
an interesting
yeah.
one, and,
Yeah.
and there are very few, because it is most women don't like the feet and they want them covered.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
They look
Even
at
their
shoes as foot
toes.
cover, especially their
Even in
Toes, yeah.
summer.
Oh no!
There we go
Yes,
now.
But Declan, you see, whenever you're over in your shop and you see ladies walking down or maybe coming in having a wee look, do you find yourself, drawn straight to their footwear, thinking, "Oh my
In the
God,
shop?
do you walk
No.
out?" Or even people walking
When
down
I'm
Hill
at a
Street,
party.
do you get?
Oh, when you're at a party.
When I'm at a party, I sit on the sofa
Oh,
And
and
feel
I
all
look
right.
around at the
I'm
feet.
putting my feet in underneath the
then-
table.
I hate to meet you at a party.
It's only then I decide who I'm going to talk to.
No
Really,
way.
Declan?
Yeah.
Judged on
Yeah.
their.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Yeah,
your
that's
older people
brilliant,
would have told
yeah.
you can judge a man on his shoes.
Well,
Yes, yes,
absolutely.
that's
Yeah,
yes.
my
Absolutely.
father always
My
would have
mummy
said, you
would've-
polish your shoes,
Yeah.
you can always
Show
tell
me your
the
shoes and I'll
character
tell you
of a
what type of
man.
man.
It really is. At the moment, people, they don't believe they have to polish their shoes.
Oh, it's
I mean,
horrible.
we had a lady come into the shop to me, all attitude. When people do not go out with attitude. If you go with attitude, no matter what the problem is,
Downhill's
you've
all wrong.
lost
Yeah.
already.
Yes.
So she came in all attitude. Look at these. Still. Look at them. The colours are them, the colours, everything. And I tried to be nice, as I always do, and I wasn't getting anywhere. And I just said, leave them with me. And I brought them down to the Roxy Heel Bar, who's an absolute genius with shoes. And John said to me, I'll polish them for you, Declan. Shh, polish them. And they were perfect. And very politely, I
Yes.
just said to the woman, they're leather shoes, they're not plastic dyed. You have to polish them to keep the leather rich as well.
Yeah.
So,
She was happy
She
enough
said-
then.
well, I don't know. You see, when a customer has a complaint, you've lost the battle
Yeah.
Yes.
because they have a complaint, and it is so hard to mollify them. Now, we're very lucky because the stuff that we sell is good, and we get very, very few complaints. And almost all of them are solvable one way or the other.
Yeah.
But there are people who will buy a lovely wee pair of courts and expect to climb sleeve gullion in them. You know, and it's
And come back with a broken
and I said, look at the state of those. Why? Well, I was in swimming in them. You know, and you have to say, you cannot walk on a beach. You have to be very careful
be sensible.
walking on cobblestones. Not cobblestones, but shingle and things like that
Yeah.
on a heel, because all our heels are leather covered. It's gonna scratch them.
Yeah.
It's not our fault, you know. If leather shoes get wet, unless it specifically states it, leather is not waterproof.
Yeah.
These are the things, you know.
Yeah. And you have to be aware of
Look,
them.
why are we
That's it,
talking
yeah.
about complaints?
But Declan, people, it's
we're
a
all-
fickle society. Do you find people now, you know, the big wedges, and it's like they're in the trend one month and
Yeah.
they're not
Suit
in it, and they're
everybody, yeah.
just, they're gross.
Well,
Does it come
Europe looks at Ireland in amazement because Ireland loves their wedges. Ireland just loves wedges.
Do you like them
There's a wee one. Now we didn't sell it this year, and I have told my staff next year this is going to be huge. This shoe. It's a wee black microfiber shoe, almost your foot. It's not a flat form, which is these platforms are flat.
Yeah.
It's a slight lift in it, and it just looks. It looks very elegant for the look. You know this sheath dress thing that's going on at the moment, which I think is going to hang around for a while.
The wooden effect, is that the kind? You could see all
it's
these
not
big
wood,
wooden...
no, it's a microfiber.
Oh, right.
It's like a sponge.
Okay.
You know, and it's really, really
The wood
nice.
you can't walk on.
But what about
not
these
comfortable for
new
walking.
bags, Declan, we hear?
Oh,
yeah.
You might be
Well,
getting...
I don't know. I'm sure your listeners, because they're all around the world, are very aware of this new security thing that's going on. And people have been losing their phones and their tablets when they turn up at airports, and the batteries in them are flat. It was very badly put in the papers. If you turned up with a flat phone, now I never thought that my phone was anything but flat, you know. But if you cannot switch your tablet or cannot switch your phone on. They'll take it off you, or and they won't let you go away and charge it and come back. They'll take it off you, or they won't let you on the flight.
Will they not try and charge it for you there? Some of them are going to
well,
try and charge it.
Maybe British Airways are going to start that. But we have these new handbags coming in the next week or two, where they have a universal charger in them for 5s and less phones and all the rest of the generic
Very
phones.
clever.
And so it's just in your handbag,
That's
and you keep it charged. You charge it off your laptop or whatever, and it holds the charge for 6 months, and you can charge your phone twice
Very
off
clever.
them.
Really?
Only twice off them?
Only until you recharge them.
Oh yes,
Then
I
you
understand.
recharge.
Oh yes, understand. Oh, that's brilliant for people on the go, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll have all the men running around with handbags.
The dirty man.
Obviously, Pauline, you don't go to the same bars I do. They all do. In fact, you should see me in a denim mini.
Very fetching.
Absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
picturing it now.
Well, okay,
Declan.
move on swiftly.
I can just that is me sorted for Jerry's birthday present. I'm going to get him a man
bag.
satchel.
Charging his phone.
With a charger.
It's far less man bag. The big sloppy satchel is still there, but there's less and less of them about in Europe at the moment. For some
Really?
reason. Oh yeah, it's getting back to wee sharp wallets because everything is small
Small
again.
now.
Yeah, yeah, they can get away with
Yeah.
it.
So you're off to Portugal,
on Monday morning.
And you're only back from New York.
Yeah.
Do you need anybody to help
An
you?
assistant?
I'm sorry, you're all happily married. You're right.
We can still go and help you.
Declan, do you ever get fed up travelling, looking at shoes, or is it a passion? Is it a...
It's, you know, I know shoes, so I love when I'm finding good shoes. And for years we've been doing it on Hill Street.
Yes.
And then to be able to take it out and bring it all around Ireland. And now my taste in shoes is on Grafton Street in Dublin, it's in the Dundrum Centre, it's on the main street in Cork, the main street in Limerick, the main street in Galway, the main street in Belfast, you know. And if you feel that you can bring stuff to the market and people like it, and I'm talking, first of all, I have to sell it to the shop owners, and then once they sell it to, they put it to their customers and their customers love it, everybody's happy. And for me, it's nice to discover something that everybody wants before somebody else has discovered it.
But Declan, I notice your prices now. Your price range is so affordable. It's so within reach of everybody. If you go, like some people think, if you go to other shops, Topshop, whatever, the prices are crazy for all the work you're going to get out of stuff.
Well,
yours is top quality, and the price, I think, is
obviously when
brilliant.
the new Topshop opened in the city, I went over to look at the shoe department.
Yes.
And you get this funny look, you know, when
Yes.
you're a guy
You know,
standing in there. I was looking, there was two things that amazed me. One was the price.
Exactly.
Now, they have a board of directors, and they have all the different departments to pay, and they have rents to pay and all that. So they do need to pay it, but they need to they need to charge it. But the second was that the price, and then the equivalent price in euro was amazing.
Yeah.
That it just seemed all wrong. But yes, the pricing. I mean, we have a cheap brand in our shop, Heavenly Feet, which we sell, and we sell quite a bit of it. But there are other shops in other towns that can sell far more of it. But we've built our reputation on selling good quality. And the problem is that if you buy a cheap shoe, you get cheap shoe wear.
Yeah.
And some people said to me, look, I've got this one here and it's 35 and this is 60. Which one will I buy? And I said, well, there's a £35 shoe with £35 worth of wear in it.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
You get
correct,
yeah.
yeah.
And £60 worth of comfort and wear.
Makes sense.
So the customer realises it more and more. And another thing that makes me very happy is when I see people wear cheap shoes, it makes me very happy because I know they're going to come to me.
Yes, when
Because
their
they're
feet
gonna
are
need
destroyed.
our
Their
destroyed.
bunions.
Yeah.
Bunions.
Like if only people knew to look after their feet
Yeah.
and their
Yes,
children's
that's
feet,
right, yeah.
Declan.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a lot of children are running, and even you see them in trainers all the
Yeah.
time. Like we are.
But you look after the
destroying
rest of
younger
your,
people's
you know,
feet.
your face
Face
and
and
everywhere
your
else,
body,
but
yeah.
it's your feet. They're
They're
taking your
taking
life.
all the impact.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're
You know.
If your
Yeah.
feet's sore,
Yeah.
every part is sore. Like I
Well-
would think it's so important.
Have you ever gone out for a day and you're walking around and next thing your feet are sore? Like it can ruin the day.
Oh,
You just wanna
absolutely.
go home.
Yeah.
But I say it to people, you know, if they're buying shoes for a wedding, it's to go home at nights and put on a pair of socks and walk around for 2 or 3
Exactly.
nights with the shoes on and a pair of socks on. And that will soften the shoes up and then it won't ruin the day. It just
Yeah.
won't. I mean,
Yeah.
I made the mistake a year and a half ago. I have to go to Milan twice a year to the shoe fair. Oh, people just don't know the pain I go through. We were sitting in a little trattoria about midnight one night, and we just had a gorgeous meal. I ordered another bottle of red wine, and I just sat there with my head in my hand going, do the people in Newry know what I go through for them? But anyway, I had bought a new pair of shoes about a month beforehand and flew into Milan, and I got there early on the Saturday and went for a walk around the shops just to see what was going on. My feet started to get sore. By the time I got into the show, I was in agony, and I had 3 days of that.
Oh,
And
dear.
I would have between 3 and 4 stands at the Milan Shoe Fair. The Milan Shoe Fair is 9 halls now, and the halls in the new place would be about the size of the Point Depot. And there's 9 halls of that. And I have 4 stands that I have to keep
Make
walking.
your way
Brilliant,
right.
yeah.
In pain.
I had blisters on blisters by the time I got
yeah.
home. But sure, everybody's made the mistake. But I couldn't
Yes.
believe
Like
that
you
I
made that
was-
mistake
Yeah.
of all
Yeah.
people to make that mistake,
Yeah, I
Declan.
know. I just couldn't get over how stupid I was, you know.
You'll
But
not do it again.
I'll not do it again. You are dead right. I'll not do it again.
Pauline, you were saying there, like going into debt and the lovely shoes and all that, but plus it's also going in to see the lovely Declan.
My staff.
And Eileen.
And your staff,
Eileen's a wee
yes,
lady.
yes,
and
yes.
Trip.
And Madonna.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all so
And
lovely.
our new girl, Rosie.
Oh, have you a new girl?
Oh my God, she's a pet. Go on.
Are we good? Good. But Declan, thank you so much
The
for
pleasure is
for
all
coming
mine.
in to have
You
a
know,
wee
it's
chat
lovely
with
to
us.
come and have intelligent conversation with beautiful women. You cannot ask for anything more in life.
Didn't I say at the start he was charming?
Oh, he is a
charismatic,
charmer.
He knows exactly the right thing to say.
Thanks very much.
Thank you,
It's a pleasure
Declan.
meeting
Thank
you
you
all.
very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Declan.
Okay.
So that's us for this week on Newrys Loose Women. If you want to get in touch, please do so either on the Destination Newrys webpage, Facebook page, as I said earlier, if you meet us down the town. Don't be
your own
shy,
peril.
don't be shy, but of course within reason. Now, a few topics that we're going to discuss over the next few weeks include tattoos on men and women. Any impression you have when you see somebody that's got a tattoo, what your opinion is? Do you prejudge them?
Is it a big yes or a big no?
A big no. What happens when the lights go off in Newry? That should be an interesting one. Guilt as a mummy.
Out working.
Out working, not working. Should you be working? You know, the way you beat yourself up every day. So there are a few of the different topics we're going to discuss over the next few weeks. So
Very good.
thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again next week.
Bye.